Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode... What episode is it now? Is this
7?
7. Episode 7 of the Spindash Clash. There's only a couple of us here today, well, 3, but it's been a while, so we thought, you know what, let's just go for it. I'm joined by Ginger Bob.
Hello.
And pointing out the obvious.
Hello. I spend way too much time in my own Discord.
Who has recently hit 900 subscribers. What a big milestone. Can we have a...
Yeah, gotta get that 1,000.
Well done, Mr. Pointing out the obvious.
I'm so close to becoming a sellout.
Probably, it's
like sponsorships.
It's completely down to Rick Nick. It's because of Rick Nick. Completely Rick Nick.
Maybe.
He's been putting posters up around the town.
Fucking baby.
And today's topic is: should Microsoft acquire Sega? We thought we'd go for this one because this rumour's popped up a couple of times now. Like, one of the biggest times it was kind of popping up was, I remember when it's popped up a few times. One of the most notable I remember was when the Series X had been announced. There was a lot of rumour that they were going to buy Sega, and then in Japan they were going to brand the Series X as the Sega Series X, because Xbox notoriously doesn't sell that well in Japan. That never came to fruition. But it's interesting really, because like this rumour does seem to just seem to not go away, really, doesn't it? Every kind of month or so.
To be honest, it feels like this rumour has been appearing ever since Sega left the console business, and they were talking to Microsoft really intently.
Yeah.
Afterwards, the Dreamcast, because I think we all know at this point that the Xbox is almost basically a Dreamcast 2.
The Dreamcast 2. yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, they have been cozy with Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. They've always been really
since
cozy.
OG Xbox games, really, because I mean, well, firstly, Dreamcast, it's Windows CE compatible, so they already in partnership with Microsoft on that. And then when they dropped out, they did a big thing with the OG Xbox where they released a load of Dreamcast sequels,
and then also
on
a bunch
the original
of
Xbox exclusively.
Exclusives. Like, it was,
they
supported
like Jet Set Radio Future.
They were like one of the few Japanese studios that really supported the Xbox heavily. Still didn't do well, but in Japan. No. But it's like, but the thing is with the whole Microsoft and Sega thing, I think why it keeps popping up is just because they were so close when Sega got out of the console manufacturing business, and there was so much. And also, Xbox keeps saying that they're trying to break into the Japanese market. And unlike here in America, where Sega kind of is like, "Aw, man, that game's bad. That's so Sega." Sega's kind of memed on constantly over and over and over again. In Japan, they're still really well respected. In Japan, there's probably more Sega fans than there are Sonic fans in Japan.
Sega is it's a lot bigger in Japan. I mean, they've just sold off their. I mean, I think one of the kind of things that's brought this on as well is, I mean, well, people say this, but it's kind of like debatable whether it's actually true. Well, it is. As a whole, Sega Sammy isn't doing very well recently.
It's
mainly
weird.
Due to the pandemic. Sega games, like the division of Sega that are making video games,
keeps
are doing very
well.
They're doing pretty, but like the overall company of like their arcade business, their theme amusement business, because like Sega Sammy owns like theme parks and stuff like that, they're all doing bad. Thanks very heavily due to COVID-19.
Because they were doing perfectly fine in 2019. In 2019, Sega Sammy was on the up and up. Everything was fine.
Their arcade business was, but their the theme
park's not as much, but the arcade business wasn't doing.
The theme park business wasn't doing great.
It was doing
okay.
More on the arcade stuff than the theme park stuff, though.
Yeah, they double down more heavily.
Yeah, I'm not talking as in like it's in terms of like it doesn't bring in as much revenue as other things. Just in terms of like they were losing money on the theme park in 2019. I do remember looking at the financial.
Yeah.
Thing. I study business and stuff, so I find it really interesting. But but overall it was doing okay. Yeah. But I mean, I think a big thing is with Bethesda acquisition. That was such a statement of like, we can. If we want something, we'll get it. Microsoft, basically, you know.
Yeah. If they wanted Sega, they could do it,
and we'll take the hit. Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, because Microsoft is the thing is when it comes to consoles, yeah, Sony and Microsoft are like right on top of each other. But the thing is, one of the reasons why the Series X is the same price as a PS5, and despite how much more technology is inside the Series X, they're operating at a huge loss selling the Series X and S. There's a huge loss. But the thing is, Microsoft can take the L. They don't need. They're Microsoft. Most people's computers are Microsoft computers. Most people run Windows. Like they are a megalith of the of just technology in general. So with Xbox, it's like it doesn't matter that they lose money. It's the fact that Xbox is now in your house, and now they can get you to buy Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that.
You're in the ecosystem.
Once you're in the ecosystem, it's like, well, now you're here. And,
well, I mean, I suppose it started off then really with the question. I mean, would you like to see Microsoft acquire Sega? I'm trying to think of it from two perspectives.
Hell no.
Kind of think of it, yeah, as like a fan, as a Sony fan and a PlayStation fan and a Nintendo fan, I would agree with you. But do try and think of it in the perspective of what's one thing people moan about Sega now, and Sonic especially. Everything feels so low budget. They're scared. They don't have the pockets they used to make these heavy into games. There's no denying that if Microsoft bought Sega, they would seriously help them financially, and they would seriously help the quality of their games.
I
don't think so, because the thing is, Microsoft is notorious in the past, even in last gen, but ever since the Xbox 360, they've been like even the Xbox generation. Ever since Xbox, they buy companies, and then those companies do absolutely nothing. They bought Rare. They were killing it for over a decade, making nothing but bangers again and again and again, making classics that for some people still hold up to this day, creating franchises out of absolutely nothing. They developed for the N64, that bum of a console that had cartridges that only had 64 megabytes of memory, and they somehow were the main developer besides Nintendo publishing for that, creating games for that console year after year after year, keeping that console alive with content. Because I don't know if you know this, but the N64 is known for having long content droughts. The console launched with Mario 64 and Pilot Wings, and then nothing came out for months.
I think it. Yeah, Pilot Wings.
Yeah, Pilot Wings 64 and Mario 64 were the launch titles for Nintendo 64, and then after
it depends, right? I think it depends because there are examples when Microsoft have done that, but there are also examples when they recognise the strength of an IP and absolutely throw money at it. Doesn't necessarily always work, but look at Halo 343 Industries. They made that team for Halo, and they absolutely just poured money into that studio.
Actually, what happened? No, Bungie made Halo, but I know
Bungie made Halo. I'm saying Microsoft made 343 Industries.
Yeah. But
they
didn't
carry
buy
on the Halo
But
games.
think about it. They didn't buy 343 Industries. They created
they created 343 Industries. They still invested a lot of money in creating the team.
I mean,
they
hired
a lot of staff,
but it didn't help.
They spent a lot of money in it. They created a whole new headquarters, a whole new brand. There was a lot of money poured into it, and it's more so in terms of they gave. I mean, it doesn't really show that it necessarily works really, because Halo 4 and 5
are one of the more hated
they're
Halo
not really
games.
Critically. They're not seen as anywhere near as good as the Bungie trilogy. But Microsoft, they recognise the Master Chief Halo brand is a big thing, and they do absolutely throw 343 Industries with money.
They do, but also Halo is what made Xbox. It's a difference.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
if they bought Sega,
they would
I do feel if they bought
stupid
Sega
to think that they could survive without Halo. The main reason why you could cite a lot of people buying Xboxes was just for Halo. Or just Gears of War.
That's the reason I want to buy an Xbox is for Halo. I come back to that. I've never owned an Xbox, but Halo is the only thing. Like, I'll give that a go one day.
I do feel though if they bought Sega,
no, you can just get Halo on PC.
I do feel like if they bought Sega, it's undeniable that like they would, at least with the main one, Sonic, they wouldn't see the sticking power of that franchise, because like this isn't like Banjo-Kazooie, where Banjo-Kazooie is a very popular franchise, but like Sonic's like one of the most recognizable
He's just broke
video game brands.
He just broke a billion. Have you guys seen the chart? Have you guys seen how he broke $1 billion? It was weird, man. Like I could send the link in Discord.
No, it's like there's been. I think it's through Dash, isn't it? Or Speed Battle.
No, it wasn't. It's like, okay, basically what happened is that like the sales. The thing is, you could really see how
it spiked. It spiked.
It just spiked after Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, and Sonic Forces Speed Battle came out in 2017. The sales spiked.
The movies helped with that, though.
And the movie did spike it this year too, where like it was going.
I think realistically though, like, can you honestly, seriously imagine Microsoft buying? Bear in mind as well, Rare cost a lot less to buy Rare than it would Sega. Sega is still a very big brand. It would cost a lot of money.
Though, isn't it?
Nowhere near as Bethesda. If they were to buy Sega, do you honestly think they would
you say that though? Would you say it's nowhere near Bethesda? You gotta look what Sega's got. You know, Sega's got probably one of the biggest. Obviously, in terms of quality,
but like in terms of also
in terms of like how much the company is worth, it's worth nowhere near the size of
but like Bethesda. Sega will hold out.
Miles bigger.
Sega's got fucking, Phantasy Star, Yakuza, Sonic.
No, I'm saying.
I know, like actually it will cost more, but like because of the how much it's net worth, whatever the fuck. But like Sega will hold out for a bigger price than what they're actually worth at the minute, because they know Xbox are dying for some actual commercialization or whatever in Japan. Which, even though they've got Dragon Quest 11 on Game Pass, that's a fucking huge move, by the way. And you know what I mean? Sega's like Phantasy Star alone is huge in Japan.
Oh,
and
they finally
and Xbox got exclusive rights to.
No, they didn't get exclusive rights. They didn't get exclusive rights. It just finally came to their console. Like, it's like the first time, I think, Fantasy
No, but it's only on Xbox. It's not on PlayStation.
Oh.
It's not on PlayStation?
No, it's not. It's only on Xbox. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But I do know for a fact Bethesda is a way bigger.
Oh yeah, but it's definitely more financially, but like
also one thing that was pretty interesting.
In terms of sales as well, I'm pretty sure.
One thing that's
definitely in terms of sales. I'm just saying that Sega will hold out in terms of. I think they'll pay more for Sega in value for money, if you know what I mean. So they'll pay.
Sega's
overall, they pay more.
I think it just depends on who you'd ask. Like, if you ask a Bethesda fan, I'm sure they'd argue.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this from
the main draw is like
perspective.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I agree with you. I personally see more value in Sega's IPs compared to Bethesda.
But I'm not saying that just to me. I'm saying that for Xbox. Bethesda's
Bethesda's IPs are arguably more relevant.
I'm not saying they should pay more for Bethesda. Obviously, you should. Bethesda's fucking Bethesda. It's the fact that I'm saying Bethesda got a certain amount of money, and you probably say that's worth for Bethesda.
Okay, I just looked it up.
You know what I mean? I'm saying that Sega
will hold out. What is it, Kendall?
I just looked it up. Phantasy Star Online 2 is on PS4, but it didn't come out in America and Europe on the PS4. It only came out in America and Europe for the Xbox.
That's what I mean.
But it got. I remember. So in America, you could only play it on PC or the Xbox One, and in Europe, you can only play it on the Xbox One, not on PC. But it did come out on the PS4 a few years after the PC release, and also on the PS Vita. So they don't have exclusive rights, but they are the only way to buy it in Europe, and then the second only way to buy it in America. Okay, I just had to clarify this because I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That's cool.
But I was listening to the Bethesda thing. So the whole Bethesda thing, though, it's like the reason I would say that like Bethesda as a company, even though I don't like Bethesda as a company, and I really don't like their how they do things, and I think they fall out kind of went downhill because of them, and they are taking way too long to release the next Elder Scrolls, and they make a lot of crappy business decisions constantly over and over and over and over again. But the thing is, they also have some of the best-selling games of all time. They have Skyrim, which you meme on Skyrim, and that game is glitchy, and that game should have had many bugs fixed considering how many times it's been re-released. But that game is like one of the best-selling games of all time. They also have Doom. And Doom is like right now in the popular zeitgeist of like one of the most profitable game franchises right now. Buying Bethesda. And the thing is with Sega, like there is a lot of stuff that we like about Sega, and they do have a lot of franchises. They have Phantasy Star, Yakuza, but the thing is with Sega, they aren't loved by. You can talk to a kid and they probably know about some Bethesda games. Like, even if they don't know the name Bethesda, they probably have heard of Skyrim, Fallout, Doom. Like if you talk to like some 12-year-old. But if you talk to some like 12 or 13-year-old, like they probably have never played a Sega game. Because Yakuza has been doing better in the West over time.
I disagree with that, Kendall.
Dude, think about it. Like, because the thing is like most
I was
people.
About to say it depends. Are you including Sonic? Are you including Sonic? Or are you excluding Sonic?
Because the thing is, it may be different in Europe, but the thing is, dude, in high school and in middle school, no one else in my class or like people like generally in my school really knew about Sonic but me.
I knew about him, Kendall. Come on, he's one of the most iconic characters in the entire.
No, but I said play it. I know
what you mean. I know what you mean. I mean, I'm in the same. I can agree. I can understand that.
I meant actually physically sit down, buy a Sonic game, and play it. Not know about its existence. I'm talking about actually played it. Like actually played the game, because I can know about a franchise's existence, but I never actually went out of my way to buy it. But like it's like I'm talking about just general kids or teenagers or adults. Well, adults are more likely to play a Sonic game than a teenager nowadays. But like if you like, because I'm just going by like in America, in California, in my experience in high school. And in middle school,
that has been the exact same for me, to be honest with you. But I do think it's undeniable. I would agree. It's undeniable that Sonic is still a mainstream franchise. I feel like the kind of high school, middle school kind of thing. I feel like that really is kind of the group where people would kind of, because a lot of people, it's kind of, you kind of fall into two categories if you play Sonic, really, don't you? You either play it as a kid and then you drop off and play other games, or you play it as a kid and then you keep you like it a lot and you keep playing it. You know what I mean?
And that's why you're here.
And I feel like that middle school and high school thing is kind of like dip phase, where it's like if you go a fair bit back to like when I was in primary school, or what the fuck's it called in America?
Elementary.
Elementary. Like Sonic was big then. You know what I mean? Like everyone, like quite a lot of kids played it then. Maybe not to the point of like the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't.
Because for me, because I'm gonna be honest, guys. For me, I never heard about Sonic's existence till 2008, and that's because I randomly saw a Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Chronicles trailer on Disney Channel one time, and that was the only trailer I ever saw, and that's why in my brain Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Chronicles were the same game, and then Sonic didn't turn into the werehog, he turned into a unicorn, because I only saw it for a split second when I turned the channel, and that was the only commercial I ever saw for Sonic Unleashed. And then I didn't hear about Sonic again until Sonic Colors in like 2010, really. And so, and the thing is, no one in my general group, ever since I was in preschool, no one I knew talked about Sonic. I never learned about
Sonic.
Sonic
It's a conversation you have, though, isn't it? Like in terms of school situation, you go, "Oh yeah, did you play that new Sonic game?" Obviously, we do.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though.
Yeah, but
but that's the point. You wouldn't expect someone to go like, "Oh man, do you play the new Sonic game?" But would it be so weird to hear people say, "Oh, have you played Skyrim?"
Different demographics, Kendall. Completely different demographics.
No, it's the same demographic.
Depends what you're talking about.
It's the same demographic.
No, it's about specifically Sonic. It's completely different. For high school, that's what I assume that's what we're on about.
No, but I was talking about elementary school.
No, everyone played Sonic Heroes around here.
No one I knew. But
you don't live around here, so that's why.
People didn't know Sonic. People at my school didn't know Sonic existed until I brought it up.
I can't really comment on that, but over here, I think you could back us up.
It was
huge.
It is popular. It is popular, but and I don't think we're at the point where Sonic is not a mainstream franchise, because despite how unpopular it may be within the social groups of today, there's no denying, like, it's always going to be mainstream in the aspect of, like, even like Kendall, like you said, people that don't talk about it, they will still know of the existence of that character.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
So
that
I do feel I don't feel we're still in the point where it is a mainstream. It's a mainstream thing, and I mean, even your kind of.
I think we're already in a niche, considering because the thing.
I think one billion
because the thing
combined
is,
total sales don't really agree.
Okay, because
with
the thing is, if you think about how people perceive because the thing is, like, I'm sometimes around kids sometimes because, like, sometimes I teach kids because I'm trying to be a teacher and stuff, so sometimes I'm around kids. And the thing is, one time I was playing Sonic 2 on my phone, and, like, the kid walked up to me and was like, "Oh, you're playing Sonic?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing Sonic 2." It's like, and he's like, "Why are you playing Sonic? Sonic sucks."
I've had that. I have had that. I have had that to me. I have had that. I literally have had that happen to me.
Yeah, my niece still gives me shit for using a Switch. She's fucking 9.
No, but the idea is that, like, it's like that's
the idea,
not that hasn't just happened to me once.
Yeah,
that's happened to me multiple times.
No, I agree with you there. And if that was 1993, that wouldn't have happened. If it was 1993, it would have been
the idea is that Sonic isn't known for being good.
That's just unfortunate. But we're not going into a point where Sonic's going to be a niche, Kendall. That's never going to happen. He's one of those iconic figures in the game. Yes! Don't even try and say he isn't. What the fuck are you on about? Because the man fucking stopped the domination of Nintendo. The Hedgehog, sorry. You're going to say he's not one of the biggest icons?
He's washed up now, man!
No, he's fucking not.
I mean, he may be niche within a... He may be niche within a kind of specific social group. Like, maybe within kids nowadays. Actually, within this generation of kids nowadays.
Our generation are the ones growing up.
Our generation is probably the next generation.
Even our generation now
is probably
kids.
The thing is probably the Sonic movie is what has saved Sonic in terms of popular.
It hasn't saved him, man. No, come on. Right.
No, in terms of mainstream media attention. In terms of
everyone. Right. Look. The main reason a lot of people went to go see the Sonic film, Kendall. The main reason a lot of people went to go see the Sonic film, Kendall, is because it was the same situation as Garfield and fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks and all shit. Oh, I remember that character from when I was younger. I'm gonna see that because I remember that character.
Yes,
nostalgia, exactly. So he hasn't been forgotten. That's a fact.
But they haven't talked. But the thing is, the thing is, if I watched a bunch of, this is what made me realize the state of Sonic for reals. This is what really made it sink it in for me. Watching all the Sonic movie reviews, right? Watching all these Sonic, because I watch a lot of reviews just because that's the type of person I am. It's like, and watching a lot of reviews, and then most of these people saying they haven't played a Sonic game since Sonic 2.
That's not my problem. That's just them who grow up to play the fucking games like Bethesda make. They grow out to Sonic.
But the idea is that, like, it's like a lot of these people.
I agree. We like you just said.
It's that thing that I played when I was a kid. It's not that thing that's like, this is a still blockbuster franchise. Sonic Forces could barely sell 1 million in a year. It's like, it's
Kendall,
not.
platformers aren't the biggest franchise now.
I don't know, man. Crash Bandicoot's doing real well.
He's doing well, but he's still not fucking doing better than fucking Call of Duty and shit. Still doing
He's not doing better than Call of Duty, but he's still doing really well.
Mario's different.
Mario's different. Mario's different.
Mario's completely different. Mario's the king.
I mean,
Mario's the king.
Mario, well,
you know, you can't
Mario
talk about Mario.
doesn't Mario. Well, Mario 3D All Stars was a collection of already released 3D.
Three of the biggest games of all time, though.
Yeah, three.
And that sold extremely well. Yeah, 3 of the biggest games.
That was the main appeal I was getting it for. 3 of the biggest games of all time.
That are 3D platformers, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Mario is completely different. You know what I mean? As soon as Mario game comes out, it's the
there
biggest
is relevance to it. So,
no, but it's not. That's not due to the genre, though, is it? It's just due to Mario. Mario made the fucking real life game.
If Mario is the king of video games and Mario is a platformer, in that sense, that's to some degree obviously going to showcase that platformers
pioneered the video games and it's evolved since.
Yeah, I think Mario gets a pass no matter what he does because he kind of is video game. Some people still call consoles a Nintendo because that's like.
I mean, I was surprised how well. I mean, Crash Bandicoot 4 sold really well.
But the thing is about Crash. It's like the thing is, kids are more likely to know Crash Bandicoot than Sonic, and that's saying something considering how big Crash was dead.
I love Crash, but I disagree with that.
Crash Bandicoot, in terms of like game, I think Crash Bandicoot 4 outsold Sonic Forces.
Oh, it sold.
Okay, it did definitely. But I think with Crash specifically, at least over here. Crash has always had that like more broad target demographical audience in a way than Sonic's ever had over here. Like a lot of adults and a lot of teenagers are more into Crash than they are into Sonic. Now, I don't know what that says about the Sonic franchise, what have you, but that's just a fact over here. I don't know what it's like over there. It seems to be like that over here from what I've seen online.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Crash sold for 520,000 digital units in its first month.
Exactly. It's nothing to take away from Crash. I'm still a Crash Bandicoot fan. Still am.
It performed a little bit worse than Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. But like, here's also a very good comparison. So Sonic Team Racing, Sonic Team Racing, and Crash Team Racing came out in the same release window. They came out not too far from each other.
But Kendall, which game was obviously better? There's not that. Come on.
Okay, but the thing is, if Sonic's popular, the thing is, it doesn't matter if a game is bad. If the franchise is popular, people will still be talking about it.
No, but no one's going to play a bad game for a franchise. You're like, let's just say
this. Because Call of Duty Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost was bad. Call of Duty Ghost and Advanced Warfare are bad. Like are bad for Call of Duty fans. Call of Duty Ghost and Advanced Warfare are bad, but I still knew they came out.
Yeah,
the thing is, because also this is also the perspective. The thing is, I'm gonna be honest though. This is also the perspective of someone who basically tapped out of Sonic from 2014 all the way until like around the movie trailer came out. The second one until November. I kind of tapped out of Sonic in general before the new design came out for the movie, and then I kind of basically came back. So I didn't like. I had a few friends who were Sonic fans, and I watched the Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces trailers. I didn't even watch Let's Plays for them because I just was like, oh, okay, those games came out. Sonic Forces was bad. Mania? Sonic Forces. No, I have played Mania. I played Mania. No. What I meant is it's like in the time frame that I didn't play Mania till last year. That was the first time I played it. That was the first time I played Mania. That was the first time I played Forces. That was the first time I played Team Sonic Racing. And the thing is, I didn't even know Team Sonic Racing was coming out till Some Call Me Johnny had a review of it in my subscription feed. That's when I found out the game even existed.
That's not really on their fault, though. It's more like you can say they could have pushed it, but I mean,
no. But what I'm saying is that like. If I could, the thing is, I knew Crash Twin Sane Trilogy came out. I knew Crash Team Racing came out, but I didn't even know one of my favorite franchises, Sonic, came out with a new game because nobody talked about it on my feed until it came out that day, and then people stopped talking about it a week later.
I mean, if it's one of your favorite franchises, you should be following stuff that talks about Sonic content. I mean, that's kind of on you, that one, Kendall. If it's one of your favorite franchises.
No, but the thing is, I shouldn't have. The thing is, I don't.
That's not his point.
I know it's not his point, but
like, about whether he should. His point isn't about whether he shouldn't have to. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you're following it closely, you'll be digging for stuff, so you're coming up. But his point is, like, he shouldn't have to be digging for it. Really.
Oh no, I get that.
If it's got the relevancy that like you're arguing it's got, it shouldn't have to I think, right, the thing is, right, in terms of brand, right, in terms of the name and the brand Sonic the Hedgehog, right, I think it is a mainstream brand, and I don't think it's a niche. I think the brand is mainstream. Regardless to within certain social groups, it might not be popular anymore. There's a lot of nostalgia for people that are older from the 90s. There are still kids that enjoy it. The brand is still popular and mainstream. I agree with you, Kendall. The movie's hugely boosted that. In terms of the games that are being released, I would argue that they are. I would argue that they are more of a niche now. Sonic Forces, especially looking at the sales. I mean, Sonic Mania being the exception, as in kind of like Sonic Mania. It went back to the classic. It harpened in on. It struck a chord with that kind of classic. It realised it didn't aim for kids, really, did it? The main draw to it was for all these classic fans, that people that have been begging for like a classic game, and it went with that. But like in terms of like a modern new standard Sonic game like Sonic Forces, Team Sonic Racing, the new stuff we can base to go off, that's the new iteration of Sonic, not going back to the past when it was super popular. The new modern Sonic, like you said, Kendall, I mean, it's not coming nowhere near Crash Bandicoot in terms of quality or sales. And like, I mean, even by admitting that, well, the game didn't, the arguments, oh well, it's not selling as good because the game isn't as good. If a franchise is releasing games, if a franchise isn't releasing games that aren't seen as good as other competition, it's obviously going to become irrelevant. Like that, it will lose relevancy. The gaming landscape's hugely competitive, and if a game, Sonic hasn't lost relevancy because it's a mixed bag a lot of the time. But if a game just consecutively releases bad games, then it is going to lose relevancy because it's just a competitive landscape.
Oh no, I understand that it'll lose steam, but I don't think it'll lose whole like. I don't think so. I just don't think so.
I don't know, because Crash lost relevancy for a long time.
But that's what makes Crash's comeback so much more of a big deal. That's why it got more attention, because it was a comeback.
Yeah, but like
advertised as a fucking comeback.
But like, it was advertised as a comeback.
Crash 4 was Crash 4 is different because Crash Insane Trilogy came out as a comeback.
Yeah, Crash Insane Trilogy kind of came out
fucking,
first. Crash 4
came out huge. You know, those two became really well, and comeback. Everyone got reminded on how good Crash was. That's why they made Crash 4, and that's why Crash 4. I'm yet to play it. Trust me.
But like, okay, like
that's why. One of the main reasons.
Yeah,
I still don't think Crash is a franchise.
The thing is, now, do I think that a franchise can die forever? No, I'm not saying Sonic like can't become like a big competitor to Mario and stuff, like again, or like be one of the big major platforming series. Like, I mean, it still kind of is, just because there's only like 5 platforming series that exists. So like, I think we got Mega Man,
no deny.
We got Mario, Mega Man,
Ratchet and Clank, facts completely Sonic. The facts completely align up. There's no denying Sonic it's still relevant, but it has lost a huge amount of relevancy compared to what it was in the 90s.
Oh yeah, that's just clear.
Because in the modern conversation we've had now, we've literally just said about Mario. Oh yeah, but you can't compare him to Mario. Mario's the king. But then in the 90s, he was compared to Mario. No, but in the 90s, it wasn't oh no, but you can't compare him to Mario.
No, but then we just go back into this whole discussion where Sonic goes wrong and shit. Where like we all fucking know. Well, we don't know for saying. We all have our own opinions, but we all know Sonic dropped off. That's why we can't compare him to Mario anymore. It's fucking unfortunate.
Yeah, but that also means
that in itself, Sonic dropping off in itself is going to decrease the relevancy and the popularity of it, obviously.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't think it's becoming a niche though. I'm not fucking oblivious to the fact that Sonic's become less fucking like respected.
I mean, Sonic Forces, to be fair, the sales of Sonic Forces weren't like niche sales. Shenmue 3 was like niche sales. The sales of Sonic Forces were still solid sales. It didn't underperform. It did solidly.
It made them money, but it didn't do anywhere near as good as Mania did, which sold
it wasn't like we don't need to go back to like that far, really.
Well, Sonic 06 wasn't a good game, and it sold 1 million copies.
Yeah, but come on, no one would like.
Sonic 06 sold better than Forces.
At the time, Kendall. At the time, Sonic weren't the franchise it is now.
Sonic. Yes, it's not the franchise. It wasn't the franchise. What about
What about Sonic Unleashed though?
Sonic Unleashed sold really well.
Sonic Unleashed came out,
and that game had a
hugely negative reception.
Because let's be honest, Sonic 06 seemed to be a fucking blip, and then everyone was like, "Okay, now they're picking up their act, it's gonna get good again." Sonic,
the game was critically panned when it came out. It
I know it was critically panned.
The thing is, Bob, Sonic has proved you do not need to be a good game to equal good sales.
No, I know that.
Sonic games used to sell
we're not at the
no
point
matter
where it's
what.
not a niche, Kendall. This is my point, man.
No, it's just the thing is that Sonic. The reason I consider it a niche is because the thing is, it's not mainstream where everybody knows about it. It's not mainstream where everyone's it's not mainstream to the point. It's the thing is, it's the only reason because no one's buying these games just because it's Sonic. That's when you know something is so far. Because the thing is, a Mario game can suck and still sell well.
If you compare like modern Sonic, we'll use Sonic Forces because it's the most recent mainstream Sonic game. I think there's no. It could be argued that it has become niche if you compare it to. If you literally just go back a generation to 360, Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing. I'm pretty sure. They were all I don't know what it is called on Xbox, the Platinum thing, where they the Xbox favorite thing. Is it Platinum on Xbox? Sonic Forces, Team Sonic Racing. None of them have done. Yeah. The sales of Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed critically, we're talking about mainstream as well, not like fan perception because I love Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed mainstream critically was seen as got a worse. Arguably worse reviews than Sonic Forces, if not very close. They were in the same ballpark, but yet Sonic Unleashed we all know that was
completely unjustified and not.
That was unjustified, yes. But the thing is, the fact that the reviews exist,
we know that.
Right?
We know that, and people who have played the game can most likely say, "No, Unleashed wasn't bad." I know people that aren't Sonic fans really don't give a fuck about Sonic and say, "Oh yeah, I like Unleashed." So the reviewers have fucking put a false agenda out there. I'm not going to get into all that shit.
Oh yeah, no,
that was part of the reviewers. Again, we forget how much power reviewers have, especially IGN, because a lot of people out there, a lot of people watch an IGN review and other reviews, but mainly IGN, to go, is this game good? If it doesn't get a high score, I'm out. If it doesn't get 8 or 9, I'm out.
But the fact that IGN gave that game a lower ranking than Sonic 06 and it still sold well.
It sold well because it looked good.
It's like, but that says something about the power of the brand, and I don't think the brand has that power anymore.
I think we're getting into a second wave of that. I think we're getting into a second wave of this brand having this power because of the movie.
We do.
Because the movie was a big success.
Oh yes,
bigger
it was.
Than anyone would have imagined.
No.
And the movie. With the sequel coming out and 100% a new show coming out, I have full faith in a new show will come out in the next 3 years. Right.
Well, Kendall did agree that he thought that the Sonic movie did hugely boost Sonic's relevancy.
But I'm saying we're getting to the. I'm not gonna lie that we're not. I don't think we're in a niche now, though. This thing, I don't think we're in a niche. I think we're definitely below the relevance that we was a few years ago. Yeah, but nowhere near a niche.
I kind of agree with Bob in a way. I don't think we're mainstream anymore.
No, we definitely
I think the brand is.
I think
in terms of games, it's not mainstream.
I think we will get to mainstream again soon.
I don't think we're at the point where we're at a niche because at the end of the day, it's one of the biggest franchises that carries a whole third-party company. We're not at the point of.
You got to look at it though as well.
I think there's a fair compromise of like we're not mainstream in terms of games, but we're not quite niche. Like niche sales was like Shenmue 3, which barely broke even. You know what I mean? Sonic Forces, like I saw the financial report. It made them a fair bit of money. Sonic Forces, it performed well. It performed solidly. It wasn't oh my god, fucking hell, you've done it. You've made the games to end all games, but it sold well. You know, so I don't. We're arguably not in niche.
No, we're nowhere near niche.
What do you consider
sales?
So like, when would you consider the franchise niche?
When actually, there's the thing. I don't think Sonic will ever be niche.
Well, because the thing is, what I consider niche. Because the thing is, dude, like I consider because like the thing is like because like the thing is just because I consider a lot of things a niche. Like okay, because the thing is like I consider
that's just dependent on you.
It's like because for me like like anime, which is more mainstream than it was like 10 years ago. I think it is still relatively a niche. It's not everyone's into it. I still consider anime a niche.
I mean, I kind of wish Jay was here, because I do think he would agree with me, and I have to agree with you, Kendall, because obviously Jay grew up in my area as well. As a Sonic fan now, as like a teen Sonic fan, not kidding, like primary school, because there was popularity to it then. It still wasn't as popular as like Call of Duty and stuff, but as a teen now, being a Sonic fan now, being a Sonic fan now, it feels niche. It feels niche right now. In like when I go online and onto my computer and talk to like thousands of people that all love the franchise, it doesn't feel niche then. But in terms of like just general mainstream people that I'm interacting with in like college or like just work or anything like that, it feels niche. Jay would say the exact same. It does feel niche.
I really do.
So you typically meet people that are just big Sonic fans?
I don't meet people that are big Sonic fans, but I meet people who go, "Oh, Sonic, I like that game. I've played that game." I meet people
but, like,
quite
there's
commonly
a difference
with
between
that.
I like that. I remember that.
I
meet people like that all the time.
I wish I could do that, but like most of the people I meet,
he's talking about the modern games that are releasing.
But like I'm talking
about
sales.
Yeah, how's that making a niche though? We can't say we're in a niche when the franchise is still recognisable. The games are still selling, regardless if they're modern or not. You got to forget the fucking classics like 1, 2, and CD all still sell pretty well on phone.
Yeah.
So does it make a niche then? The games are still selling. The franchise is still getting copies sold. The modern games
but like,
aren't selling as well.
Just because a franchise,
I think his argument is the modern games are niche. Do you meet a lot of people that be like, oh yeah, I've been playing the recent
not a lot of
Sonic
people who
games
played the recent ones, no, but the franchise, I don't think the franchise is niche.
I
Never think the franchise is niche. The
I
games right now, I can see where you're coming from saying the niche.
Like in real life, I don't know anyone outside of my friend group that has played Sonic Generations. And that's like
that's just your. I can't say no, mate. That's just your friend group.
No, I said
outside your friend group. Sorry,
no. Did you listen to what I said?
Yeah, I did, and that's why I corrected myself.
Outside of my friend.
That's why I said outside your friend group. That's not. I can't really care that. I can go outside down my road.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's what we're talking about. You can't judge the popularity based on your friend group because those are your.
This is not my friend group, Kendall.
I think his point is he's going off. He's talking about the sales, isn't he? He's talking about the sales of Sonic Forces and stuff. They're not poor in the aspect of like they failed, but they're poor in the aspect of compared to the sales the franchise used to rake in, and compared to other mainstream considered games that are releasing at the time.
No, but I just take that into consideration. That's just how the gaming landscape is. You got to look at it. Sonic isn't considered cool anymore because it's not an FPS or something. It's not a fucking.
But platformers still sell extremely
They do,
well.
but it's not gonna ever sell the fucking level that Uncharted and fucking Doom or whatever the fuck is. It's never gonna. At this point, anyway, it's not gonna look like it is.
It's not even managing to like compete with like Crash Bandicoot and stuff.
Because Crash Bandicoot just has a better advertising and makes the game look good because the games are better. Obviously, you're taking into account a lot of people won't buy a game that doesn't look good. That's a lot of problem with Sonic games. I guarantee you a lot of people want to buy a new Sonic game and go, I don't want to because it looks shit. Why would they waste the money on that?
I mean, Sonic Forces looks...
You got to look at the amount of people who get games second-hand as well. They don't go into sales reports.
I don't know, mate. Some fucking holes are starting to form here.
No. It makes sense, though. No one buys a game that looks shit from a fucking first party. It doesn't make sense.
Sonic Forces arguably didn't really look that shit. It had a classic gameplay style from Sonic
Mania.
But
we're the most downloaded game on PlayStation Plus ever. Like the second most downloaded game on PlayStation Plus ever.
Yeah, it was a game that only people were willing to get for free.
Free doesn't mean again. That's just not. It's not going into sales, but the franchise is still getting people to play its game. Is it not?
Yeah.
When it's free, when it's given away.
It's given away. That's the thing. But people are still playing the game.
Yeah, but
I know it doesn't go into sales reports, but people aren't buying it. I don't give a fuck, right? People aren't buying it, but the franchise is still getting played. The franchise is still relevant. It's not a niche. Yes, it's getting given away, but you gotta look at people who are gonna play a game for free that they got for free and they become a fan of it. I didn't play Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. I didn't buy it. I got it for free when they fucking gave it out for free, and I fucking love that game. I'm gonna buy the next Pac-Man game because I love that game.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's to get people on board with this franchise so the next game sells well. Team Sonic Racing was a spin-off. You can't really judge that as well because it's not a 3D platformer.
Why?
Because it's not a 3D platformer.
But kart racing.
And besides, why would you buy a character racing game that isn't Mario Kart or Crash Team Racing? Who does that?
Because it would be good.
But it wasn't. It didn't have enough content to be good. It was bare bones. How does it... No, you can tell me. I looked at
Bob,
Team Celebration when it came out and said, "Oh yeah, that game's gonna be great." It didn't. It didn't. The games are poorly advertised. They're not good half the time, but they still get out there to a good bit where it's never going to become a niche. That's why the next games are really important.
Bob, lower it. I can't. Bob, honestly, you hurt my ears. Just tone it down.
No, because it's doing me head, and you can't say it's a niche. It's never going to be a niche, man. It's just not. You can say the games aren't selling well.
A game only selling well when it's given away for free doesn't scream to me like that. Sounds like doesn't. That's not. I don't really class the game sold well when it was given away for free as like a big point of like, oh no, there's relevancy there. Like the game was given away for free,
but it's still getting played.
It
doesn't go on the sales report. No, but look, if they put all those free downloads on that sales report,
the game was also given out for free as well.
Yeah, I know.
At the time of the Sonic movie.
Exactly, it's a good thing.
And we're talking about the relevancy of the franchise as well before the Sonic movie as well. So,
was we?
Yeah, well, we're trying to talk about the sticking power of the Sonic franchise on its own.
To be honest, we must rename. We should rename this episode to Sonic Relevancy because we got off the topic of Sega and Microsoft so far. We are way off
I even forgot that. I forgot that was even the point that we were meant to talk about. I actually forgot.
Because the only reason we got here is because it was like, okay, well, what would Microsoft would Microsoft treat Sonic well? And I was like, nah, because I don't think they would. But like,
I'd say just rename it to Bob Goes Ape.
I'm just saying, no, because it's what I'm saying makes sense. I don't get how you don't see what I'm making sense. I can understand what you're saying, but it makes sense what I'm saying. It's look, the free downloads. Yeah, it's not really a good look on the company, but if they were on the financial reports, it'd be a completely different story. We wouldn't be having this argument. The game's still getting played by people. Financially, it's not good, but for a brand recognition and the brand's name to be, Forces is shit, mind you. But some, like you said,
I've got a perfect example. I've got a perfect example for this. I honestly do. The new PS Plus games coming out this month, right? The new PlayStation Plus games coming out this month. One of them is, let me just get the name for you. Sorry, one sec. The new PS Plus. Kendall, you go while I find it.
Okay, the thing is, it's like Bob. The thing is, by that logic, Sonic can survive off of memes.
Oh yeah, right. There you go. The main PS Plus game coming out for this month, right, is Rocket Arena Final Strike, a game by EA that's a multiplayer game. Yeah, the player base is notoriously tiny. The game did not sell well when EA released it. Yeah, it's being put on PS Plus to hopefully give the game a boost. Just because a game's being put on PlayStation Plus, that doesn't necessarily mean the game sold well.
What's the other game coming to PS Plus though?
Worms.
So that's what Sonic Forces was. They always have a big game and then a smallish game. Sonic Forces was the biggest game.
Do you guys remember how Sonic Forces got released on PS Plus? It was Shadow of the Colossus remake. And then Sonic Forces.
A remake of a big franchise. It was a good one for PS Plus. It's a very good one for PS Plus.
That was actually, honestly...
Shadow
face value anyway. Face value.
At face value, getting Shadow Colossus for free is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, good. But my point is that there was really no small title like that. You know what I mean? The Sonic franchise is still a big franchise to many. That's my point. You can argue the sales don't reflect that, but it's still recognisable.
It's recognizable, but I think sales matters the most. I think
there's a huge flaw in that argument to say the Sonic franchise is still loved by many, but the sales, you've literally just said the Sonic franchise is something loved by many, even if the sales don't represent that.
But Ginger Bob. Okay, so the thing is, sorry to bring into something that's more my wheelhouse, but anime, right? Most people, even in 10, 20 years ago, could recognize anime in the 2000s and stuff. But the actual watch base and the people who were actually watching it was relatively small. But most people would know anime is a thing, but that doesn't mean that anime was... now? It's it hasn't changed much now, honestly. Anime has gotten bigger. I mean, Crunchyroll has over 2 million users.
The amount of people I see fucking watching anime, mate.
Yeah, but I I mean, it's still a niche because if you could still be made fun of for liking it, it's still a niche.
That's just how everyone is because it's different.
But like,
you
it's like
here's another comparable thing.
Though, if something's mainstream, then it's not something like you'd kind of be picked on for liking, really.
Like, no one picks on anyone for liking.
Everyone picks on everything for everything.
I mean, you don't get picked on for liking Call of Duty.
Really.
No, I pick on loads of people for playing COD.
No, yeah, but you're the minority.
But like by and large, yeah, exactly.
You're the minority. Like you're the hipster.
I'm not a hipster. Fuck off.
No, I'm just saying as an equivalency. It's like you're.
No, but like
it's like the main. If you're picking on the main, that's like picking on
I'm
someone
picking on
for liking.
mates play
That's like
making.
That's like
it's
making
a
fun of
sarcastic
someone.
joke. That's what it is. I get what you're saying, but
like it's like making fun of people for liking Marvel movies. It's like they're like the most popular, most profitable movies of all time.
Oh, I understand.
Like,
I understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying.
It's like right now. Well, comic book itself, but superheroes and comic book properties are no longer niche. That's mainstream. That's a transition from niche to mainstream. Like over the course of like 30 years, from the night.
But the sales? I don't think the sales reflect that, though, Kendall.
No, not the comic books itself. Not the comic books itself. Comic book sales are garbage. All right, I'm saying, but like the characters themselves, like as in movies, materials.
Isn't that the main thing? No, wouldn't that
merchandise.
Wouldn't that be good though? Because the Sonic franchise as a whole is not niche. That's.
It's like, but the thing is, it's like, but people are actually watching the movies, buying into it.
People watch the Sonic movie.
The thing is, you know what would shut
down my whole
argument? You know, because the Sonic movie did well. I'm not going to deny that. It did
Very
like
well.
350 million. It made all its money back. But the thing is, Iron Man on its like it made. I think it made about the same money as Iron Man when it first came out. Like let me check on that Iron Man's box office. Iron Man box. Iron.
But here's a question, just while you're looking that up.
Office. Oh no! It made okay.
Quick question, Kendall. Kendall, quick question.
$583 million. And it was
quick
Iron Man.
Question, Kendall. Please,
no
let me just ask you this
Iron Man
question.
was.
Let me just ask you this question, dead quick, Kendall. Right?
Okay.
Do you have full confidence that the Sonic movie sequel will make more money than the original film? Because I do. I have complete full confidence.
I don't know, because I've seen this happen too many times. I've seen this happen. Okay, because I don't know if you. Okay.
I'm saying it will be as good.
No. I think that the second movie will be better. But the thing is, what I've seen way too many times, and I feel this is going to what happens to the Sonic movie. The first movie did pretty well considering its budget was relatively small. So they'll give more budget to the second movie, but the second movie will make about the same money as the first movie, and then
it'll make the same amount, same percentage of profit, but it'll make more money.
No. Because they'll put more budget into it. But the movie will make around the same amount of because the thing is, this happened to Jumanji. Like just this past year, like with Jumanji and Jumanji the Next Level.
Wasn't the first Jumanji shit?
No, the first Jumanji was the first Jumanji movie.
I've not watched it. I'm just asking.
No. Everyone loves it. Everyone loved that movie.
Then again, I'm looking at it from a rock film perspective. So,
yeah, but like everyone loves that movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it is pretty funny. But like Jumanji 2 had a bigger budget. Jumanji 2 had a bigger budget, but didn't make much more than the original one. It made around the same amount of money.
Okay.
Okay. So Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, which made $962.1 million, and it was smaller budget. Then they made the sequel, and then even though it came out at a good time, the same time of year, same competition being Star Wars. So like nothing changed at all.
Wasn't it Star Wars? What Star Wars episode did it came out?
Yeah, guys.
The first Jumanji one came out against Star Wars Last Jedi, and the second
the whole Sonic niche, whether it was.
But and the second one came $800 million. So all I'm saying is, even though a movie can be received well both times, it just sometimes the money just doesn't increase.
Received well, I was just asking, do you think it'll do as much money? But go on, what were you saying, Lemon?
Yeah.
Oh, I was interested. The whole debate of like whether Sonic is niche or not. It got me interested. So I went onto the Sonic Stadium, and there's forums of people literally asking that same question. So we can see a few different Sonic fans' opinions on stuff here.
Oh,
so I'm guessing you both know. I'm guessing you both know Sonic Stadium.
Yeah, I know.
No, do tell.
So the person asked, they go, topic, I mean, I'll read out the whole thing. She goes,
can you link
topic
it, though?
is the question, obviously. But for a bit of context here, a trend I've been noticing being used to argue against or for certain decisions is that Sonic has become a niche franchise that no one cares about anymore. This argument has been used to explain away the movie, disregarding near everything about the franchise it's adapting. This is before the redesign, just to clarify, looking at the date when they brought that out. For why character-driven spin-offs won't work, why the budgets of recent games have been minimal, the need to constantly reinvent the wheel, etc, etc. And yet, during the South by Southwest panel today, I was fairly positive that I heard Aaron Webber announce during the panel that Sonic Dash has reached 350 million downloads.
Oh yeah,
it has. It does.
It's
like one of the most successful games on mobile.
This is from March 17th, 2019.
I think it's 500 million now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
Not as
if
good.
This number is correct, then what would that?
As good. But like,
yeah.
It's done
if this number is correct, that would mean that the game has been downloaded more times than the official population of the USA. Even if one accounts for multiple downloads from the same person, you are still looking at dozens of millions of people, which is anything but a niche number. So considering the above, I represent the thread question: how niche is Sonic, or are his fans just waiting for a reason to return? One of the most kind of like upvoted one is this guy called Wraith, who said, it's treated as common knowledge around here that Sonic is on the decline, but it's a metric I find hard to actually measure. Game sales are definitely down this decade from the last, but I think just as much of that can be attributed to the poison that was the Wii U than anything else. Force's numbers will tell the story if we ever get to see them. I doubt it sold as much as the previous games anyway, but we'll have to see. Whether they're really on the decline or not, the games definitely have a bare bones feeling to them now that suggests less resources were being pumped into them at the turn of the decade. Sales were still fine when this started though, so I like to attribute this to Sonic Colors' success. They learnt that they could make critical darlings for much less than the resources they dumped into the likes of 06 and Unleashed. This place is less crowded than it used to be, along with other old community stomping grounds, but a lot of fans and artists are just fine taking up a centralised platform to talk about the series instead. I know plenty of dissatisfied fans that have left the fandom for greener pastures, but it's hard to say how much the younger fans are filling in for the ones who left. I think it's an exaggeration to call Sonic niche regardless. I think it's fair to say his popularity is on the decline, but this trend tends to exaggerate the negative to comical degrees, sometimes due to their perspective.
I completely agree with what he's just said mainly.
I'm interested. I'm going to find out. I'm going to see if we ever actually got to. I swear I saw the numbers.
Invite that guy on the show.
Bring that guy.
Pretty fucking based.
That's
what I'm not.
Sega is pleased with Sonic Forces. So
yeah, that's the only thing you can find. They have never shown us the numbers.
I'm trying to look for it now. Yeah,
they've never shown us the numbers.
I don't know why. I don't know what something stays in my head. I don't know why 270,000 units. I don't know why.
It was
definitely over a million.
No. That was how much it sold on PC specifically.
Oh.
Sonic Force is definitely over a million, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It's probably over a million now, over lifetime sales.
Well,
that's not impressive. It's not impressive.
According to the report, Sonic Forces, Yakuza Kiwami, and Football Manager 2018 all had powerful performances in the market, to such an extent, in fact, that the company sold more than 14.3 million copies in retailing, translating to a 76% increase in the quarter year on year. Even though they released fewer games, physical release. So I don't think Sonic Forces has actually performed bad.
But it didn't perform great, or they would have bragged about it on Twitter.
Yeah,
because they bragged about.
But I think that was just
because they bragged about Mania.
They bragged about Mania, so they're like,
was just because it wasn't critically well received.
Let's go.
Like Mania was.
Like,
yeah, and I agree.
That's why I
think it not being critically well is gonna drive relevancy away.
But the thing is, you think Sega would care if a game did critically well in terms of like bragging about how much it sold?
Yes.
I don't
think
so.
Did it in Mania?
Because a lot of game companies have games that sell well, and they tell you that it sold well, even if the game was bad.
See, another guy here on the Sonic subreddit. Confusion about Sonic Forces sales. In the weeks following the game's release, it seemed like analysts and early estimations pointed to the game tanking sales-wise. However, in February, Sega said to investors that the game performed strong, but didn't provide specific numbers.
Okay, I just checked it out.
I'm aware that Sega could be trying to downplay poor sales performance. But I was wondering if anyone had any additional info/insight. From a business perspective, to be honest with you, it is kind of a common thing. When a business says it performed well, but don't actually showcase numbers, a lot of the time it does mean it's performed, like, okay.
Like, it didn't perform enough to brag, but it performed enough where they aren't gonna, like, say we're firing people over this. It was just like, oh, it performed okay. But also you can tell how much they cared by what got supported afterwards. Sonic Mania got DLC. Full DLC.
But I think that was, if I'm being
paid
honest,
DLC.
I think
a new game.
I think the Plus, like the whole Plus DLC was like, not mainly for a reason, mind you, but I think it was a good...
A company wouldn't bring out DLC for a game unless they knew it had a player base, you know, like...
Yeah, I know that.
But
I'm saying, like, I think one of the main reasons they did that was because of the physical
had DLC when it launched. It had that episode Shadow thing, didn't it?
Exactly.
But it was also free DLC, though. Like, it wasn't like they expected people to pay for it. It was free. And then they made him Super Sonic... And then I mean, it is. Like, let's not lie about that. I do think the game isn't that good. It's mediocre. But, like, it's like, the thing is, if they felt that there was a player base that would do well for it, like, they probably would do something along the lines of DLC, like they did for Mania, or re-release or something. Sonic Forces did just get re-released along with that Monkey Ball HD thing.
I actually want to get that. I'm not even lying.
The Monkey Ball re-release isn't even that good because it's
and that's what people keep complaining about it, because they're like, bruh, they HD remade the Monkey Ball game that wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was one of the okay ones. And then they're releasing with Sonic Forces, so they're like, bro, there's no reason to buy it because it's two mediocre games in one collection for $40. That's not.
Then it's all.
Well, I think we're coming. We've hit the 1 hour mark. But I think in a conclusion, let's see if through
oh yeah, we have. Oh Jesus!
Through all the screaming and the debating and everything, can we come to a conclusion and kind of meet in the middle? Sonic is arguably, the recent games are arguably not mainstream anymore, but they're also arguably not at the point of being completely niche.
That's what I was saying from the start.
Okay.
Just from the start.
I'll concede that he isn't like Viva Pinata level niche, but like he's.
Well, hang on a minute,
if nothing changes, he's on his way there. I think if the movie,
I would agree with that if we forgot about the movie. If the movie didn't exist,
if the movie didn't exist, Sonic would be in such a horrible place right now. Like, I think
because there's Mania as well. You've got Mania.
I think Mania did
Sonic does well in a lot of mediums.
Mania did well.
I mean, Mania did well, but like the thing is, does Mania inspire further purchases of the main series, or does it inspire purchases of a Mania 2?
The latter, but that's still sales.
Really,
still sales.
But I mean, who's to say Sega aren't going to make games of a Mania 2? In fact, Sega, Sonic Team have said Sonic Team have said that they plan to carry on the classic line of Sonic games.
I just hope that it's actually by Christian Whitehead and Headcanon, because I heard that they really hard. They screwed them over really hard.
They signed a contract, Kendall. It's shitty.
I know. They signed a contract. I even say the same defense. But if in my opinion, they signed the contract. That was on them. But if they decide to not come back at all, unless they get a better contract, that's
because they were freelance, I believe. Still, they were freelance at that time.
It was borderline.
I think that's why. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's why.
It's like they were paid only for the production of the game, they didn't get any royalties. So if they decide not to come back, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, well, that's fair. You guys didn't really get paid the first time. So like, it's like if you
seem fine with him.
I mean, they do. They're Sonic fans. It's like I got the opportunity to work on a Sonic game or be in a Sonic game, and they paid me pennies. I mean, my want to be in a Sonic game or work on it or help the franchise in any way that I can will outweigh my need for money a bit. So, like, I understand the thing, but if they do as a company say we cannot take another L like that, I would completely understand. I hope they come back. I'm not saying I don't wish them to come
Kendall,
back.
Let's be honest, we're not stupid.
But like,
they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back, and they're gonna be getting paid even more because they realize Mania.
Hopefully they get contracted like Dimps was contracted back in the day, where they just get constantly a good amount of money just to work on a Sonic game almost every year.
Is Dimps owned by Sega?
No. Dimps is its own company.
Okay.
They just get contracted by Sega.
We just contracted out a lot, yeah.
Is it like an exclusivity deal thing?
Not even.
Not really. They just contracted Dimps constantly.
Yeah.
So it was a contract after another, not just one contract for multiple games.
Yeah, because Dimps also works on. Dimps also worked on
Sonic Unleashed. Oh, we're making Sonic Unleashed for PS3 and 360. We want a version for Wii. Let's call them Dimps.
Yeah, because they work.
We want a version for 3DS. Let's call.
Because another company that they work really closely with is They work on a lot of the Dragon Ball games. Like they worked on Dragon Ball Budokai 2, Budokai 3. They work on a bunch of anime games. They worked on Kirby the Amazing Mirror.
What would it be called?
So basically, they're mostly known for their.
I know what you're on about.
They're mostly known for their anime games and Sonic games. They also did a port. No, they also helped develop Street Fighter 4. So like they're not owned by Sega in any stretch of the imagination. They kind of just do what they want. It's just they just keep getting hired by Sega.
Is it like Game Freak, Nintendo in a way?
Yeah, where like Game Freak isn't owned by Nintendo,
but they own the franchise they work on.
But they own the
Pokemon
franchise. Yeah, that but not like that because like Dimps doesn't own any IPs.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Anyway, guys, I think we should definitely wrap it up.
I think we should rename this episode Sonic's Relevancy because we got off the topic of Microsoft.
I spoke to Jay.
Yeah. Also, by the way,
Bob goes ape shit.
You should probably re-record the beginning of the episode. You know, just go like, actually, the real topic is.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters because they'll hear throughout that they'll be able to tell themselves the topic quickly changes. But it's fine. I'm sure they'll forgive us. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, if you want to see more of us, make sure to. Actually, because he's done that, don't check out Bob. He's just better.
Nah, check him out. He finally started.
It's the charm.
Check him out. He finally started uploading again.
Bob's actually started uploading again. He's doing a load of videos. The December Christmas thing for
The Simpsons. It's
episodes.
called. It's a funny pun, and if you like people who look like they've got dialysis, watch my channel. It's funny.
There you go. Perfect.
Really
on the road to 1K, so
yeah, on the road to 1K. I just actually need to upload videos. Yeah. Oh man.
So I think that's it then. Hopefully see you next week, but no promises.
Yeah,
Happy Hanukkah.
Obviously are really bad at this. Happy Hanukkah.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.